Alright, so I want to make this video for you today about this really important strategy to getting very, very lean. Now this is really crucial when you are just starting a cut or you're trying to start a cut and perhaps it's not going so well. So this is something I figured out last year, and I'm 27 years old right now, and I've been getting lean. I've been cutting down to, 6-7% body fat for almost the last 10 years. Been doing this for almost the last 10 years of my life. That's a long time. And I figured out some stuff along the way. And a lot of the stuff I figured out, a lot of it's in my programs. It's in Warrior Shred, Aggressive Fat Loss. It's on the YouTube channel. But some of the stuff I figured out, it's a little more nuanced and kind of more mindset related. And this is really important. So here's the deal. It's tempting to get, when you want to get really lean, when you want to get to, 6, 7, 8, 9%, could be 10% body fat, it's tempting to want to get there really, really quickly. And no, we're not going the direction you think I'm going in about, not doing too strict of a deficit, but it's tempting to want to get there really, really fast. And here's where things can fold, or where things can get messed up. And it's trying to be perfect from day one. So usually there's two different types of people. There's the person that perhaps didn't really care about their eating. They just kind of ate whatever they wanted within reason. Maybe they tried to be healthy, they tried to be conscious, but they weren't necessarily following a fitness plan. And when they join a diet, there's this expectation to be perfect from day one. When someone does a diet, if they're not perfect, if they don't hit their exact calories, they're like, I failed, I screwed up, damn it. And this is what triggers the binge eating. This is the opposite of where you want to go. This is worse than what you were doing before you started a diet. And so that you got to be really careful of. If you screw up a little bit, are you a failure? Absolutely not. I'm going to get into the strategy very soon. The second type of person is someone that maybe they were doing a lean bulk. They were doing a muscle building phase. And going from a muscle building phase where you're eating, at maintenance, a little bit higher, at a surplus, to a cut is gonna feel weird at first. And actually I'm experiencing that literally right now. I'm like, wow, cutting is uncomfortable. It's not like brutal, it's not nothing I can't handle, but I'm like, this isn't fun. It's not fun. Even though I'm doing the fasting, I'm eating big meals, I can fit in chocolate at night, I'm getting used to being a little bit more hungry. And I'm like, wow, this feels weird. But that's just a short period of time. And it's called the adaptation period. And the adaptation period can last, as little as, 1 week. And as much as it can take you 3-4 weeks to get locked in. Now, if you do the strategies I'm gonna teach you, it will happen faster and it'll happen more seamlessly. It'll happen with getting results as you do it. And so what I've found is that, let's say you have a goal, and for you to lean down at the rate of which you want to lean down, maybe it's 1 pound or 1.25 pounds, 1.5 pounds of fat per week. Let's say you need to eat 2,000 calories, and maybe you're a 190-pound male, 180-pound male. You get the point. So 2,000 calories is where you need to be to lose the 1.5 pounds of fat per week. Great, that's awesome. Now, if you were to eat 2,300 calories, would you be losing weight? Yes. Yes, you would. If we're assuming that your maintenance is 2,700, 15 times body weight at 180, then you would be losing fat at 2,400, at 2,500, and then once you get to 2,600, 2,700, you're pretty much at maintenance, or you're so close where fat loss is going to be, you're not going to be able to calculate it, because the variance is too small, where if you moved a little bit less that day, it could balance out. So you get the point. The point is that your goal target, where you want to be to hit the fastest, the ideal rate of fat loss, is 2,000. But there's this big window where you're still losing fat if you eat 2,400 calories. So someone in my program, they might be doing my Warrior Shred, and their goal is to lose 5 pounds of fat per month and drop an inch off their waist and get a little bit stronger in the gym. And their calories might be, 2,000 or 2,200. Well, here's what I recommend. If you can hit those numbers perfect, absolutely perfect. If you can hit those numbers, no problem, where you're not starving, you feel good, your energy levels are good, then great, do that. In fact, that's probably, most people that I've talked to that do my program and they see in the forums and stuff, about 75–80% of them, they have no issue because they're used to doing these diets that are brutal. So this is like a silver lining for them. This is like, whoa, I can eat all this steak and this stuff. Amazing. And this is especially true of people that have a little more fat to lose because their body can handle energy deficits much better. Right now, I've done the DEXA scans. I pretty much know where I'm at 183 pounds. I am 8% body fat on a DEXA. And I don't know if that's 8% in real life, but on the DEXA, I'm 8%, maybe slightly less. And if I want to get down to 6%, I mean, I'm already really lean. So this is where your body gets really sensitive. So my goal is to cut about half a pound per week. There's no rush for me. I already am pretty content with how I look. If I push fat loss too fast, strength is gonna come down, fat loss is gonna come down, testosterone is gonna come down. So it's not worth it. So my goal is to do 2,400 calories. I'm assuming that I'm burning 2,800 calories, 2,900 calories. I'm a little bigger now. I put on some muscle. My metabolism is gonna be a bit higher. Assuming I'm burning 2,900 calories, or 2,800, we'll say, my goal is 2,400. A 400 calorie deficit, and once a week I'm gonna do a maintenance day. So that's to lose about between a half a pound to up to 1 pound per week. And yesterday I ate 2,400 calories and I was hungry. I was uncomfortably hungry. And then so I was like, you know what, let's go up to 2,650 calories. And that's okay because I'm giving myself this onboarding. I'm giving myself this ramp to, I'm not just jumping on the highway 100, at 100 kilometers an hour, 120 kilometers an hour, 70 miles an hour for you guys, assuming you guys go with the flow and you're not driving like fucking 60 miles an hour. Like, who does that? But don't just jump right on the highway. Give yourself that ramp up period. So I'm gonna spend the next 7-8 days coaxing myself ready to 2,400. I might hit 2,400 today, and then maybe tomorrow I might hit 2,500, but I'm gonna let myself, I wanna get myself locked into it so that when I'm hitting 2,400 calories, it doesn't feel like I'm starving myself, because that's, and it doesn't feel like I'm taking so much willpower, because that's when you risk the rebound period. Because I know that historically when I'm way too hungry on my calories, then I'll push through this hunger period only to fucking, at 2 in the morning, I'm like, oh, I need to eat, and then I end up eating a lot more than 200–300 calories. So I've done this long enough that you can be a little bit hungry, you can be a little empty, but if it's too much, you're not gonna push through. It's just not realistic. We need to live our lives. We need to enjoy our lives, and then this is making cutting sound pretty damn difficult, but once you're locked in, it's easy. In fact, not too long ago, a couple months ago, I was like, I'm not hungry right now. I'm like, let me just get on a cut and get a little lean. And I kept my calories too low. You guys commented on the damn video. I forget what video it was, but it wasn't even that long ago, maybe 2 months ago. And you guys were saying I was looking skinny because I was going too low on my calories instead of taking it slower. But that's because I was locked in, and I was actually really satisfied. I was really full. And back in 2015, when I got completely shredded, I was really locked in. I was fasting every day, having 2 Americanos. I was having 2 apples. I was having a triple steak Chipotle bowl without any rice. I was having a bag of pop chips and a 600 calorie chocolate bar. That is at the very most 2,100, 2,200 calories. Around 2,000, 2,200. That's what I was eating, and it was easy for me. I was dialed in. It wasn't hard, but I can't do that right now. No, that's a little bit much. That's a little bit too little food and too much time without food. But so now my diet is looking a little bit more like I'll wake up, I'll do coffee, another coffee, little octane. The aminos, the Kino aminos, they really satisfy me. They blunt my appetite. And when you haven't got enough protein in, your body's gonna trigger hunger until you get enough protein in. And throwing in 10 grams of amino acids a day, it helps fill up that reservoir, because you're getting leucine. I'm getting 5 grams of leucine in a serving of aminos, and then when I eat my big meal, I'm more satisfied. So getting in aminos has been really helpful. Okay, my camera battery died, but you get the point. That's so basically my current day of eating, like I said, a couple of coffees, some octane, some aminos, some Kino gains, and then in the afternoon I'll have a little bit of fruit. Sometimes I'll have this 240 calorie Rice Krispie square. Sometimes the 2 little egg white bites from Starbucks. So 100 calorie fruit, 240, that's 340 the Rice Krispie square, plus another like 550 calories. Then I might have a 1200 calorie meal. I'm at like 1750, 800, and then I'll have like, you know, a little more room to work with. Put in like 400 or 500 calories of chocolate and a little bit more room. Maybe I'll have like a little bone broth. But that's kind of what I'm eating. But actually, I think I've realized that I need to eat a bigger dinner. I might have to go to 1500 calories for dinner to be more full, because lately I've been having dinner and I've been kind of hungry. So I'm gonna be adjusting that, where I'm eating like a 1500 calorie dinner, and that should help. So yeah, that's kind of my diet. About to film some videos for the new Greek God program right here. I got my guy Lucas setting up. So hopefully that was helpful for you. Take care.